Let's get real for a second. Comfort is the silent killer of potential. It doesn't attack you like a storm. It doesn't shout. It doesn't even warn you. It just lulls you to sleep, slowly, quietly. And before you know it, years have passed, and you've become a softer, weaker version of who you could have been. Comfort is dangerous because it feels so harmless. It feels good. It gives you this illusion that everything's fine, that you're doing okay, that you're stable. But the truth is, comfort is the most seductive trap you'll ever fall into. When everything in your life becomes too easy, when there's no pressure, no urgency, no hunger, you stop growing, you stop fighting, you stop evolving, you tell yourself you're taking it easy, but what you're really doing is shrinking, you're giving up your edge, and once you lose that edge, it's almost impossible to get it back. That's why you see people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, who once had dreams and ambition, now living on autopilot. They used to want more, but somewhere along the way, they got comfortable. They got addicted to the safety of routine. And now they're stuck. Comfort breeds weakness because it robs you of resistance, and resistance is what builds strength. Think about it, the body grows through resistance. You don't build muscle by sitting on the couch, you build it by lifting heavy, by tearing your muscles apart so they can rebuild stronger. The same law applies to your mind, your discipline, your ambition. If you remove challenge from your life, you remove growth, and if you remove growth, you start decaying. You can't stay the same, it's impossible. You're either getting sharper or you're getting duller. There's no middle ground. Most people don't even realize how weak they've become because they've surrounded themselves with comfort their entire lives. You wake up in a soft bed, you scroll through dopamine hits on your phone, you eat processed food that gives you quick pleasure but no energy. You avoid difficult conversations, you procrastinate on your goals, and you call it self-care, but that's not self-care, that's self-sabotage disguised as peace. You're numbing yourself, and every day you do it, you lose a little bit of your power. You see, comfort gives you temporary relief but permanent regret. It's like a drug, it makes you feel good now, but the withdrawal hits later, when you look around and realize you've wasted time, potential, and opportunities that will never come back. When you choose comfort today, you're stealing strength from your future self. You're robbing that future version of you who could have been stronger, smarter, more confident, more fulfilled just so you can feel good in the moment. And the irony, the more comfort you chase, the more uncomfortable your life becomes. When you avoid discipline, your body becomes unhealthy. When you avoid hard work, you stay broke. When you avoid tough conversations, your relationships fall apart. Comfort gives you ease now but pain later. Discomfort gives you pain now but ease later. You get to choose your suffering. One leads to strength, the other leads to weakness. When I was starting out, there were days I wanted to quit. I was broke, tired, and uncertain. I didn't have a roadmap or guarantees, but I knew that if I took the easy route, if I decided to wait for the right time, I'd end up like everyone else, average, invisible, living a life that didn't excite me. And that terrified me more than failing. So I learned to make discomfort my home. I learned to love the feeling of being out of my depth because that's where I knew growth was happening. Every late night, every rejection, every risk, that was me getting stronger while everyone else was getting softer. The truth is, life doesn't get easier, you get tougher, and the only way to get tougher is to stop protecting yourself from discomfort. If you want to become mentally strong, you have to put yourself in situations that test you. Wake up earlier than you want to. Go to the gym when you don't feel like it. Work on your business even when nobody's watching. Say no to distractions, to instant gratification, to the cheap highs that comfort offers. Every time you resist comfort, you're training your mind to follow through, to endure, to lead. That's real power. But here's the scary part. The world is built to keep you comfortable. Everything around you is designed to make life easier, not better, just easier. One-click food delivery, infinite entertainment, social media validation. It's all engineered to keep you distracted, complacent, controllable. Because comfortable people don't question anything. They don't build, they don't create, they don't lead revolutions, they consume. They obey, they survive, not thrive. And if you're not careful, you'll wake up one day realizing you traded your potential for convenience. So ask yourself right now, when was the last time you did something that truly scared you? When was the last time you pushed yourself beyond what felt comfortable? If you can't remember, that's a problem. Because the more you run from discomfort, the weaker you become. And the weaker you become, the smaller your life gets. You start settling for less money, less purpose, less passion. You convince yourself that mediocrity is good enough, But deep down, you know it's not. Deep down, you know you're capable of more. The truth is brutal but freeing. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to drag you out of your comfort zone. You have to do it yourself. You have to make the decision to start embracing pain, uncertainty, and effort. You have to rewire your brain to see struggle as opportunity. Because the moment you start doing what's hard, your life starts getting easier. And the moment you stop chasing comfort, you start building strength, real, lasting strength. So stop hiding behind excuses. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop numbing yourself with comfort. Stand up, face the resistance, and do the thing that scares you. That's how you build power. That's how you build freedom. Comfort is killing your drive. Starve it. Because on the other side of discomfort lies everything you've ever wanted. Most people spend their entire lives chasing freedom, but they have no idea what it actually takes to get it. They talk about financial freedom, time freedom, emotional freedom, but they live in chains. Chains made of comfort, fear, and excuses. They want the rewards of freedom without paying the price. And the truth is, freedom has a very expensive entry fee. That fee is discomfort. Discomfort is the doorway to every kind of freedom you could ever want. You can't buy it. You can't fake it. You can't manifest it by writing "I am free" in a journal. You have to earn it with pain, sacrifice, and discipline. And that's where most people fail. They're addicted to easy. They want to change their lives, but they don't want to be uncomfortable. They want the body without the gym. They want the business without the risk. They want the confidence without the rejection, but that's not how life works. You can't bypass discomfort and expect growth. You can't have freedom and comfort at the same time. You have to choose. I learned this the hard way. When I was 17, I dropped out of school. Everyone thought I was insane. Teachers told me I was ruining my future. My mom was terrified. I had no degree, no connections, no backup plan, just this burning feeling that I couldn't live a normal life. I was terrified, but that fear was fuel. It pushed me into action. Every single day, I woke up with this voice in my head saying, "You've got to make this work. You have no choice." That discomfort, that fear was what gave me power. It forced me to grow up fast. It forced me to become resourceful, disciplined, relentless. Without that discomfort, I would have stayed another kid with big dreams and no execution. Here's the paradox. The more comfortable you try to make your life, the less free you become. You think you're avoiding stress, but really, you're creating a different kind of prison. The prison of fear, the prison of regret, the prison of dependency. You see, true freedom doesn't come from escaping discomfort, it comes from mastering it. It's when you can step into situations that make you anxious, uncertain, or scared and still move forward that you actually start to feel free, because freedom is not the absence of fear, it's the ability to act despite it. Look around, every person you admire, every entrepreneur, athlete, or leader, they all built their freedom through discomfort. They weren't born different. They just learned to lean into pain while everyone else ran from it. They trained their minds to see challenge as opportunity. When something scared them, they didn't back away, they moved toward it. That's the mindset that separates the average from the extraordinary. The thing about discomfort is that it reveals your real self. You can pretend to be disciplined when life is easy. You can talk about goals, motivation, and success all day long. But when life gets hard, when you're tired, broke, rejected, or lost, that's when your real character shows up. That's when you find out who you really are, and most people never get to that point because they avoid it. They stay in the shallow end of life where it's safe, predictable, and boring. They never dive deep enough to discover what they're actually capable of. You can't be free if you're scared of discomfort, because discomfort is where the lessons are. It's where the transformation happens. Every skill, every ounce of strength, every bit of confidence, it's all on the other side of discomfort. You have to earn it, and the only way to earn it is to go through it. You can't read about it, you can't outsource it, you can't skip it, you have to face it over and over again. And here's the secret, once you get used to discomfort, it stops feeling like punishment, it starts feeling like progress. You begin to crave it, you start associating discomfort with growth, that's when your life changes. When you stop running from pain and start using it as a tool, you become unstoppable. You stop being a victim of your emotions, and you start becoming the architect of your reality. Because you finally realize that pain is not your enemy, comfort is. If you want freedom, you have to build it brick by brick, through choices that scare you, send the message that makes your heart race, launch the business even if you might fail, speak your truth even if people won't like it. Move to a new city, invest in yourself when it's uncomfortable. That's how you expand your world. That's how you break the limits that comfort created around you. Freedom isn't a destination, it's a habit. It's a way of living. It's choosing the hard thing every single day when the easy thing is right there in front of you. Because every time you choose discomfort over ease, you're reminding yourself that you control your life, not your fears, not your circumstances, not your excuses. You do. The problem is, most people don't want to admit that they're scared, so they make excuses. Now's not the right time. I don't have enough money. I'll start when I'm ready. But here's the truth, you'll never be ready. You'll never feel completely safe. You'll never have perfect timing. You just have to jump. You have to act while you're scared, because waiting for the fear to disappear is like waiting for the sun to stop rising. It's not going to happen. The people who win in life aren't the ones who never feel fear. They're the ones who feel it and do it anyway. They've learned that every uncomfortable step forward creates more space, more options, more freedom. While everyone else is shrinking, they're expanding. While everyone else is surviving, they're living, because they know discomfort is not a wall, it's a doorway, and if you're brave enough to walk through it, you'll find a version of yourself you never knew existed. So stop avoiding the discomfort, start chasing it. Start looking for the things that scare you and run straight at them. Every difficult thing you avoid today becomes a limitation tomorrow, but every difficult thing you face today becomes a source of power tomorrow. That's how you build a life on your own terms. That's how you earn freedom. Discomfort isn't your enemy. It's your teacher, your ally, your path. It's the doorway and the key to the life you've been dreaming of. The saddest thing in the world isn't failure. It's wasted potential. It's looking in the mirror and knowing deep down you could have been more, but you chose comfort instead. Comfort doesn't destroy your life all at once. It kills your potential slowly, silently, one easy choice at a time. You don't even realize it's happening. You think you're doing fine. You think you've got time. But every time you choose comfort over growth, you're burying a part of who you could have become. You see, comfort feels safe because it doesn't challenge you. It doesn't ask you to risk anything. It tells you you're okay where you are. But that's the trap. The moment you start believing that lie, your potential starts to die. Because potential only lives in movement, in progress, in challenge, in discomfort. When you stop pushing forward, you start slipping backward. And the worst part, you won't notice it at first. The decline is quiet. It's invisible. But one day, it hits you when the opportunity you wanted passes by, when the dream feels out of reach, when you wake up and realize you're not the person you thought you'd be. Comfort kills potential because it replaces hunger with satisfaction. It convinces you that good enough is enough, and once you accept that mindset, you lose your edge. That inner fire that pushes you to do more, to be more, starts fading. You stop chasing greatness, and you start chasing convenience. You start chasing the next dopamine hit, the next comfort, the next distraction just to feel something again, but nothing can replace the feeling of growth. Nothing feels better than becoming more capable, more confident, more free. Yet most people trade that feeling for the short-term pleasure of comfort. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you, who seem unstoppable. What separates them from everyone else isn't talent. It's hunger. It's the refusal to settle for comfort. They could have stopped a long time ago. They could have said, "I've done enough," but they didn't, because they understood something most people don't. The moment you stop growing, you start dying. Comfort might feel like rest, but it's decay in disguise. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards execution. There are millions of talented people who will never see success because they never had the discipline to step out of comfort. Potential means nothing if it's never used. It's like a muscle that never gets exercised, it atrophies. You can have all the intelligence, creativity, and ambition in the world, but if you choose comfort over challenge, it's worthless. Nobody ever built a legacy from their comfort zone. Every person who's made a real impact did it by walking into the fire, by doing what others were too scared to do. And it's not that you don't have potential, everyone does. The problem is, comfort gives you an easy way out. It gives you reasons to stay the same. It's not the right time. I'll start when I feel ready. At least I'm better off than some people. Those are the lies comfort tells you. And the longer you believe them, the more your potential withers. Because potential only grows in action. The second you stop moving, your life starts shrinking. What most people don't realize is that comfort doesn't protect you, it imprisons you. It builds walls around your life and convinces you those walls are safety, but what they really are is limitation. They keep you from seeing how far you could go. They keep you from taking the risks that could change everything. You end up living a life that looks fine on the surface but feels empty underneath. You smile, but you know something's missing. That missing piece is your unrealized potential, the part of you that never got to live because comfort smothered it. I've seen it happen over and over again. People with insane talent, smarter than me, more creative, more connected, who never did anything with it because they wanted comfort more than freedom. They took the safe job, stayed in the easy relationship, ignored the voice that told them they were meant for more. They silenced it with Netflix, weekends out, and meaningless routines. And years later, they wonder why they feel lost. It's because the part of them that wanted to grow has been asleep for so long it doesn't even recognize itself anymore. You have to understand your potential isn't permanent. It's a seed. It either grows or it dies. And what determines that isn't luck. It's your willingness to be uncomfortable. The more you stretch yourself, the more your potential expands. The more you hide from challenges, the more it shrinks. Life is testing you constantly, asking, how bad do you really want it? And your answer isn't in what you say, it's in what you do when things get hard. If you want to unlock your potential, you have to make peace with discomfort. You have to seek it out. You have to train your mind to love the challenge, to see struggle as the path, not the obstacle. Because the truth is, the pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of regret. The people who achieve greatness feel the same fear and doubt as everyone else, they just act anyway. They understand that every time they choose growth over comfort, they become a little more of who they're meant to be. So ask yourself right now, how much of your potential are you wasting because you're too comfortable? How many dreams have you put on hold because they'd require sacrifice? How many times have you chosen the easy path instead of the right one? You already know the answer. You can feel it, that quiet frustration you carry, that voice inside whispering that you're meant for more. That's your potential begging you to wake up, begging you to stop settling. Comfort won't give you peace, it'll give you regret. Real peace comes from progress, from knowing you're becoming better, from knowing you're living at your highest level, and the only way to get there is to destroy your comfort zone before it destroys you. Step into the unknown, chase the challenge, push past the fear, because that's where your real life begins. You weren't born to be comfortable, you were born to grow, to lead, to create, and every time you choose discomfort, you honor that purpose. Every time you face a fear, you unlock a new level of yourself. So stop protecting your potential, unleash it, because comfort is killing it, and once it's gone, you don't get it back.